Welcome to Monastir. I really wish I'd brought my sunglasses. Look at these views. Good morning everybody, and welcome to a very windy day here in Monastir. So windy in fact that last night it sank that boat in the harbour. Yeah, I was kind of regretting my choice of a Marina front room last night because it was so loud. Everything flapping around. Got the tree up there, we got the flag, we had things being knocked over. Yeah, it was pretty windy. But hey, it could be worse. I could be the owner of that boat. Right, today's mission is to wander around Monastir and find all the stuff of interest for tourists. We're starting our tour in the Marina. It's a little bit empty because it's just after 7 AM, but you can see, seem to be a lot of restaurants and cafes floating around here. So that makes the hotel quite well located. My first mission before starting this 4 or 5 hour walk is to hunt down some caffeine. So let's go and see if we can find some coffee in one of these cafes over here. Tomorrow is April 9th, which is Martyrs Day here in Tunisia, and that's the reason why we have all of these various decorations about and flags. You're going to see a lot more of these as we walk around. There's the I Love Monastir sign. So Martyrs Day commemorates the killing of 22 protesters in Tunis back in 1938 as part of the independence movement. So French troops opened fire on protesters in the capital. We've just reached the Ribat of Monastir. You can see it behind me, it's a bit hard to miss. It's absolutely huge. So this was built by the Abbasids in 796 AD, and it's the oldest one of its type in North Africa. So it basically dates back to the Arab invasion of the Maghreb. And there is a museum in here. I'm pretty sure the entrance is just around that corner. Right, managed to get in. There goes my ticket. 5 dinars for residents, 8 dinars for everybody else. And we start with this information sign, which is in English, German, French and Arabic. Impressive stuff. And then we've got this fun map where you can't actually see anything, but there you go, you know what some of the things are here. Right, let's wander through. Interesting, we've got a photo of Monastir in 1960. Seems to have changed a lot since then. And in this particular display area we actually have other tourists. I'm amazed. We've got some local people looking around, which is great. Now, clearly, the aim of any visitor should be to get to the top of this tower. I wonder if it's doable. Let's go and have a look. This must be tough during peak season when there's hundreds of people trying to run up and down. Natural light, have we made it? Almost. There's certainly a lot of different levels to be explored in this place. There we come at the base of the tower. Just next door to the Ribat we have the Great Mosque. This is a 9th century structure. It's another one we're not going to get into today. They've actually just announced more strict coronavirus measures kicking in tomorrow and lasting till the 30th of April. I imagine that that will also include large gatherings, for example, people going to mosque, but we'll have to wait for clarifications on that one. But anyway, it's lucky I was only in Monastir when they made these announcements. This was announced last night to kick in 48 hours later. If I'd been down south, it'd be a frantic scramble to get back to Tunis before I got into trouble for being in the wrong part of the country. We are now in the Mausoleum of Habib Bourguiba. Seems like we've got a whole chronology of his life here, all the way from his childhood. Some pictures of him as a young man, even a baby actually, floating around. Got some personal effects. Okay, that I like. National ID card number 1. Very impressive. We've got President Bourguiba meeting world leaders. We've got some rather interesting body language there with Saddam Hussein. What an amazing structure. Look at all of this. There's the main courtyard with the tower. So it seems like we're not actually allowed in the actual mausoleum. You can see it behind me though with the 2 guardsmen dressed up in their finest regalia. But yeah, if we look ahead, I guess this area gets opened up for special events. Beautiful. So we've just left the mausoleum. Habib Bourguiba, who's the father of Tunisian independence, didn't actually die till the year 2000, although they began building that place in 1963. And it's not just got his remains in there, it's got the remains of his wife and various family members, so it's quite a large mausoleum. As you can see from the front of it, all sorts of Tunisian flags going on. I don't know if this is just normal for Monastir or if this is specifically in preparation for Martyrs Day, which is tomorrow. But have a look. There we've got a portrait of the former Prime Minister and President up there. And for some reason, a very shady looking camel over in the corner. It's great to finally visit Bourguiba's resting place because I feel like I've been following him or his history all around the country, having seen monuments to him in places like Tabarka, where he was exiled, and most recently in the Kerkennah Islands. So we went and saw his home and then the remains of the boat that he used to escape when the French sent him over there. Not only does Mr. Bourguiba get a huge mausoleum here in Monastir, but he also gets an amazing golden statue in the center of town, complete with fountain behind it. Look at that. We've reached the Medina, marked by this huge tower. Let's wander in and see what's going on in there. Camel's wearing Converse. Brilliant. This guy's got boots on. Right, this is the Musée des Arts et Traditions Populaires. Let's go and check it out. It's 9:01 AM, so I'm the first one in. In fact, they just opened it up for me. And this seems to be a museum dedicated to traditional dress. So if you have a look around, various marriage attire, that kind of thing. Let's wander through and see what else they have on display. Here's the mosque dedicated to Habib Bourguiba. We're now in the Medina on the hunt for Dar Benti, and I think we found it. So there's our sign. Let's wander down and see if we can get a tour. Very, very popular Dar here in Monastir. Here's a note for other Dars. This is highly unusual. They've actually signposted it all the way from the main street down these narrow alleyways, which is fantastic. The amount of hassle I've had walking around Medina trying to find other Dars. Look at this. Turn right here, okay, and here we are. I've just finished my tour of Dar Benti with the owner Sarah. I didn't want to film in there because there were people having breakfast. I've arrived rather early. But anyway, I'm going to head back and do a full review of that place at some stage because it looks amazing. Right, it is sadly time for me to leave Monastir. I'm going to come back here in the summer and do a more comprehensive trip / holiday, and definitely stay at Dar Benti because that looks amazing. No one's moved the sunken ship yet, although lots of people are going out to have a look at it. Yeah, I love this place. Center of town, we've got a lot of Habib Bourguiba related buildings. I mean, he was born here in 1903, and the town likes to commemorate that in a lot of different ways. So you can go and see the mausoleum. You've got various statues of him all around the place. Next time I'm here, I would like to see if I can get a boat out to the Kuriat Islands, which are out there somewhere. Yeah, there's a lot of history in this place. You saw some of the historical monuments and museums that we managed to visit on our trip. A lot of people come here and go to all-inclusive resorts on the outskirts of town, so I'm not sure how much exploring they actually do. And there are some beautiful hotels out there, but I think the real highlight is in the center of town. Anyway, I'm now going to continue my travels up the coast all the way towards Hammamet. But yeah, I will definitely be coming back to Monastir in the near future. What a beautiful place.